Hi, I'm Aquarian Spade, and as promised, to not only to you but to myself, I am continuing with my tarot readings on the channel. Feel free to like and subscribe. I do personal readings, however, just a disclaimer at this time, because it's like a lot of energy, it's a lot of moving parts in my world. It's gonna have to be on a first come, first served basis. You would have to email me, schedule a time. I will be available only a few days this coming week, mainly mornings, Pacific Standard Time. Message me with questions. I can do 10-minute, 20-minute readings, 30-minute readings, but not so much at this point in time. I believe further down the line in the near future, I'll be able to do 30-minute to 60-minute readings, but for now, it's only limited to 10 or 20. As I said, I got a lot of moving parts in my world, and there's a lot of energy circulating, and that's why I'm gonna get to this reading. So I actually pulled these cards 2 days ago, asking the universe the overall energy of this weekend. And I know it's Saturday evening. For some of y'all who could be watching it, could be Sunday already, or well, yeah, it could be Sunday for us. We have a couple of hours over here in the Pacific Standard Time Zone. I am in Nevada. So pretty much a little backstory in case you haven't watched the previous videos. I have a tendency of getting feelings, and I've been around tarot. Tarot's been a part of my journey now for going on 10 years. Well, going on 7, excuse me. 7 years. I'm a small business owner, and I'm currently in the process where I am at on my spiritual journey at the moment is stepping into that power. Perhaps maybe I should not call it power, because when some people hear that word, they kind of run off with it, right? But it's just stepping into who I am and my role. It's something, what I do, my skills, I've constantly put to the wayside, and then I recently realized just how disrespectful that is to the universe. So, but this is part of, outside of me doing music and playing video games, I'm also a tarot reader. And so I like the idea of helping other people, because I'm in the process of helping myself. And, and I don't think I was wrong in finding out a couple of years ago, just, through a life experience, that, we all do better when we're all doing better, when we're all better. So, yeah, pretty much, I feel like, in this reading that I pulled a couple of days ago, two things. Yeah, this was a couple of days ago, but I also wanted to, it originally was going to be like a quick reel video, just something I'm going to start doing as well. I came up with the idea when I pulled these cards is to do quick readings involving only 3 cards. So during that quick reading, these were the 3 cards pulled. A lot of creative energy right now, personal projects, maybe not so much client projects, but there is a method to the madness in the creative projects, and with whatever decision you choose in the 2 of Pentacles, is still going to be beneficial. This is money. Your finances are looking pretty decent. You're not doing as bad as you thought you were. And this is you taking off any opposing energy that's not with the new you, that's not with the growth, with your journey going forward. You're standing tall, you're standing courageous. You're not with the shit anymore. And then the last card was the Devil. You're not letting anything come in between you and this person. You're, at the end of the day, you're doing this personal growth for not just you, and that was kind of the agreement you made once you started on this journey of self growth and help and learning about yourself. This, this isn't a solo mission. You're still gonna have that person. So yeah, like listen, so I'm going to draw 4 cards, and this is the first card out of the 4, the Emperor. So you're standing on business, like I said, whatever voices have been eating at you and trying to get you to reconsider, the energy. And this is like overall, you're standing on business. Next card in the 4 underlying. Page of Cups. So you're balancing your emotions. You're facing your emotions. You're acknowledging it. And you're starting to see the creative side. I mean, okay, we are talking about water. This is water energy. It's a fish that happens to be in the cup. But what if some people don't want to see a fish? That's the thing. You're starting to think outside of the box. You're starting to understand that there wasn't a box. So, whatever that energy is, for those that are young professionals, you got your own business, and now, you've always wanted to have healthy relationships and needed some guidance. Maybe you didn't have the best examples of parenting or examples of relationships growing up, and you feel a little as if it's not because your parents were like that you feel the same way. That's not necessarily it. That's not necessarily always the case. So we got the Strength. Yeah. Because that's what those relationships, those failed relationships that you internalized as examples, as teachings, you know what I'm saying? That was weakness. What you're doing, standing on business and, acknowledging that you want good, healthy relationships, you have strength. You've always had it. I bet you've always had it. Think back to a time where you thought you were SOL, or when the universe stepped in and saved you from something really getting out of control, how it could have, or what the universe did, just looking at the actions that the universe did to help you duck and oh, my card, sorry. Yeah, just keep going, the strength to keep going. No one talks about that and keep going, how there's strength, And sometimes your haters will tell you to keep going and not realize how you're internalizing it as motivation, The universe speaks to us. There's signs in everything. We just gotta stop and pay attention. I'm personally on my spiritual journey to continue some things that I've been picking up on, pausing, like taking a rest and, a rest break and staying hydrated. Yeah, Judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the divine. This is the universe. You know what I'm saying? And it's saying, yeah, we've been at war. And you know, this is the part, like, it's the universe is saying in this card, in the judgment card, you've surrendered, you've given me the task, you've told me that you need this strength elsewhere, and that's resting up. And this is the universe. You know, those individuals, the ones that tried to stop you, the ones, like I said, the haters that were wishing you bad, ill intent, it ended up being insurance for your benefit. That's what Iggy Azalea said in that song Work. You know, like, what your ill intent was insurance for my benefit, you know, and you knew the punishment that these people, these energies, you knew it was going to be big. So why you thought it was just going to be puny, tiny you and not the big, wide universe, the vast universe to handle it, I don't know. You know, I'm in the process of surrendering myself, and I tell you what, I mean, it's actually been a lifesaver. And yeah, I don't know what on earth made me, I don't know what on earth made me feel as if I could go about this on my own. I actually just returned to a meeting. I went to a meeting about an hour ago because I'm also a recovering addict, and I also have mental health disorders that I live with, and I medicate with, you know, the medications from my psychiatrist and my therapist. So, you know, life can get us down at times, but what I realized tonight when I went to the meeting, this is the first meeting that I went to in 4 months, that it was going to meetings that made me realize that I was, you know, starting or on my path, my road to recovery. And so, you know, that's how I kind of see this in spirituality when it comes to tarot readings, excuse me. You know, the energy has been pretty thick over the past couple of hours and days. You know, those of us who are standing in our roles and using the gifts that God has given us, you know, it feels like a lonely journey, but it's not, because, as I said before, meetings and, you know, and like, this is a collective reading. So let me know what you think about it, and let me know in the comments. You know, I want to be able to read everyone's comments, so, you know, the shorter the better, and I can respond faster. But let me know if this resonates, if this is also part of your journey, or where are you at on your spiritual path. And yeah, you know, just try and stay rested up, focus, consistency. I'm also learning that at the moment. So yeah, love and light, and make sure to subscribe, because I'll be making more videos. As I said, consistency is key. So thanks for watching.